Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Stromberg Carlson metal wall telephone, and this is Steve's telephone from Texas. And Steve had sent in about 5 phones altogether, and each one of them is basically a vintage telephone, and he's got a really cool little collection going on, and we're going to kind of show them all in future videos. And we've already showed a 500 set, and we're going to get to the other ones because we've been collecting up some parts that we needed for some of them. But this telephone here is a Stromberg Carlson, and it's a metal wall telephone, and it's better known as a hotel phone, so it's referred to as a hotel telephone. Now, there's no dial on this telephone, and A&E had a similar telephone to this, and some of them had dials and some of them didn't, but basically an extension phone is what it is. And I want to show you here, this is the old receiver capsule cloth cord, and so this has been replaced now, and there was quite a bit of work that went on with this telephone. Here's the cloth cord that's been installed. And we went through the transmitter. Now, the transmitter, the original transmitter, wasn't worth saving. It just didn't have the quality that it needed, and so we had to do away with that. Now, we've got an older style transmitter in it, but that had to be replaced. And the receiver, we actually went through, and I'm going to show you here real quick. I want to unplug the telephone. So the receiver is the original, and we went through this and kind of repaired it up and cleaned it and got it all back together again, and it is in working condition, so we're going to try to save it. Now, another thing, you may have seen the way I've got this telephone hung up on the hook. Now, you can hang them up like this, and some were made to be hung up like this, and I'm hanging this one up like this just for the simple fact a lot of people don't think about this, but you're not going to just get these receivers anymore just anywhere. They're getting harder and harder to find, and this one's original, and it's in very good condition basically for its age. And instead of taking the chance of this one falling through the hook here, because that can happen. You can go like that and it can fall through. Instead of taking the chance of that falling and breaking, it's just better to hang it up and be safe, especially when it's on the wall. When this is mounted, you might want to hang it like that, because if that receiver breaks, you're going to be looking for another one. And they get you on the parts because they know you have to have it, and they know there's not a whole lot of them floating around out there. So that's just the best way to hang it up. Anyway, I'm going to show you the inside here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and do some final checks on this telephone. I'm going to plug it back in, and I'm going to go ahead and ring it, because we went through a little bit of everything on this telephone, through the transmitter, through the receiver, replaced the cloth cord on it, installed a modular port so that Steve can plug up any kind of a line cord that he wants to it. A lot of times you'll see telephones like this, and someone will basically repair it for use again, and they'll hang a cord out the back. And we don't do that here. we install modular ports so that you can simply plug any line cord you're going to use up to it, and it doesn't look so tacky. It doesn't have a cord hanging out of the back of it. But we're going to go ahead and ring the telephone. We had to work on the bell circuit also, but I'm going to let that ring a couple times. Give it 2 more shots. Give you some dial tone. Now that's the original receiver. And that's in pretty good working condition there for the age of this receiver, but we did have to work on it. And I want to kind of show you some things on the inside of this telephone now, so I'm going to go ahead and unplug it, but we're going to make some calls with it also. I'm kind of going to try to get into this and show you the inside here. It's a very cool telephone. And so right here on the side, basically what we have here is a modular port. So Steve can bring any kind of a line cord that he wants into this telephone and simply just plug it in right there, and he's done. And once it's mounted on the wall, that'll be cool. Well, he's got his original capacitor here and his wiring block. Now, someone has somewhat painted over the schematic through the years, but if you notice up here in the corner, there is a mud dauber's nest, and you know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave that in there. You know, he's from the South, and what would the South be without mud daubers? You know, they get into everything, and basically I think that's pretty cool. Now, I don't think it would be that difficult to remove, but it's been with the telephone this long, and it's kind of unique, and I think it's pretty cool. So it's not hurting anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave the mud dauber nest in there. So basically, on this side here, we have the back of our transmitter, and we have another wiring block that, you know, everything is hooked up to for the receiver capsule, and then we have a hook switch here that I had to work on, because in the back here you can't really see it, or I would show it to you, but in the back we had to add a spring. And if you know anything about the design of this hook switch here and the way all this fits together, basically 2 screws on the outside of this hook switch holds this wiring block in place, also holds the hook switch itself into place, and then the hook for the receiver that you hang up is basically held all together by 2 screws. If you loosen them, this hook is designed to basically pull out, and so there's no bolts on it, but once it's mounted, you can't pull it out. So it was one of those kind of, you know, ingenious engineering designs. And, you know, it seems like a lot of phones lost that along the way. As phones got more modern, they just didn't have the design techniques of some of these things, because this receiver hook will actually just pull out. And it's got the right amount of notches, and it's designed just perfectly that when it's in place, it won't come out, but yet when you loosen it up, it'll pop out. But it was really hard to get a spring in here the way everything was designed and how it fit together. But we had to add a spring because I wanted the hook action to come back better than it was. And so, you know, there was quite a bit of work to what you would think would be pretty much a basic design, because there's no rotary. But there's a lot to go through these old telephones like this and get them back into working condition. So it's just a really unique and cool telephone, and it's just from days gone by. You're just not going to find this kind of stuff anymore, and it's getting harder and harder to find. So it's just a very nice metal hotel phone by Stromberg and Carlson. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it in again. We're going to ring it one more time. Now these do pull a lot of rent out of the line, so go ahead and answer it and give you some dial tone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch this telephone over to a regular line, and then we're going to use another telephone and dial out with it. And we'll do a, like, say, a time and temp or something.
Shop our entire location online anytime at Offenburg.com. Today is Monday, December 19th. The time is 9:55. Current temperature at 54 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Rain tonight, lows around 40. More rain on Tuesday, high around 40.
Okay, so we know the telephone is in working condition. I'm going to go ahead and hold the hook on it, and I'm going to make another call. I'll call my number, and it'll be busy. Okay, and so now I want to call another number. I'll call, like, say, Walmart.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. And another thing, I'll go ahead and move the telephone back over to the analyzer. We're ringing again. Give you some dial tone. Now I'm going to pick the telephone up, because what I want to do is I want to speak into it, and if you'll look at the analyzer here, you're going to see a red light every time I modulate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that the telephone has transmit and receive, and now it rings. So now it can be used as an extension telephone. And, you know, it's just a really cool telephone, and I'm sure anybody would love to have one of these. And they're more referred to as a hotel telephone or an extension phone. And that's how they referred to them, hotel phones. And it's a Stromberg Carlson. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and this is Steve's telephone from Texas. Have a great day.